If Ohio State somehow wins that game, then Penn State, with a win today, would have a trip to the Big Ten championship game.
There are places that have great football pride, and it's important to them.
Penn State is such a unique place. It's in the Valley. Everybody is there with you. You know that they have the same loyalty to you as you to them. At some point, we knew that this program would be successful again.
As far as Cinderella and where they have come from this season, I don't think there's any other story better than this one.
We knew that this was going to be a bright spot for the whole community because it needed that. It was broken.
Penn State football has belonged to this community. And unless you're here, I don't think you understand. I was not here. I did not understand.
One of the smallest senior classes in all of college football, but gritty, to say the least.
The guys that ran out on senior day, I think it was a little bit, more special for our class just because of everything that we've been through.
There's maybe 2 or 3 football programs in the history of college football that have had to overcome the challenges that we've overcome. It was like climbing Mount Nittany.
In the wake of the Jerry Sandusky scandal at Penn State, the NCAA levied sanctions against the Nittany Lions in July of 2012, including a bowl ban, loss of scholarships, freedom for players to transfer without penalty, damaging terms for the football program that accompanied the deeply stained image of the university.
Sanctions imposed against Penn State are unprecedented.
And when everything happened, you saw, scenes of people crying. I was really more interested to see how the program was going to respond.
That narrative from the media was like, free-for-all. Everyone's leaving. Penn State's dead.
We have the ability to fight for not just a program, but an entire university and every man that wore the blue and white on that gridiron before us.
It was then, okay, let's get our young guys on board with us.
My dad, he goes, so we need to talk about this. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I've already made up my mind. I want to be a Penn Stater.
They got it down. Penn State wins.
The example that the seniors set in the first year of Bill O'Brien was handed down to the underclassmen to continue that tradition, like, hey, we're going to keep this thing going.
They said that we were 24-point under. What are they going to say now?
Penn State's a special place, and there's only a handful of Penn States in this country.
Bill O'Brien departed for the NFL after just 2 seasons. He was replaced by James Franklin in January 2014.
We were in his office, and he would talk about how we could put Penn State back on the map.
What's up, Cup? How are you, buddy?
And we could be remembered forever.
There's obviously been a lot of stories written about what happened here. Well, now you got a chance to be a part of, the stories that are going to be written for our future.
Hackenberg loses the football.
Makes a cut and muscles for a touchdown.
James Franklin's first 2 seasons featured inconsistency, each including a 4-game losing streak and each finishing with a 7-6 record.
It's tough losing by 30 or 40 points and just seeing the faces of the guys who just worked so hard for it.
They're disappointed, they're angry, they're frustrated, and they want to get it fixed.
The national view was this program was probably down for a while.
The offensive line at Penn State cannot compete right now at the level that they need to compete.
The depth on the football team was non-existent. You're going to take your lumps.
On the final Saturday of the 2015 regular season, the Nittany Lions traveled to East Lansing in search of their 8th win, while the Spartans sought a Big Ten East championship.
In Michigan State, we had the worst taste in our mouth that I ever experienced in my life.
Jack Allen, the senior center, lines up as the ball carrier.
And when Michigan State let their center score a touchdown, it was just kind of like the ultimate crushing blow.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown!
The last humiliation of a really tough season.
They give him the ball. Okay. From our perspective, it is extremely disrespectful.
It just seemed like it was such a disjointed, disconnected program.
What do you think is his biggest challenge now as we enter year 3 for Franklin?
He's 14-12 going into his 3rd year, and he's at Penn State. He's got to win.
The standard isn't, hey, we want to be 8-4. 8-4, man, you stink. Well, you want to be undefeated.
What constitutes progress?
Given some of the restrictions, what we've done on the football field is pretty darn good. Is it acceptable as the long-term state of Penn State football? Absolutely not. Of course it's not. When Penn State is who Penn State should be, we can go toe-to-toe with anyone. And that's what those comments were. We're going to lose football games, okay. But nobody should blow us out. Nobody.
We were in a team meeting before camp, and Naeem just kind of raised his hand and was like, yeah, I want to win a Big Ten championship. And the whole room was just looking at him like, okay.
2016 season.
Yo.
What you want your legacy to be?
Championship.
Championship, right?
Championship.
Penn State entered the 2016 campaign as the 2nd youngest team in the country. After an opening week win over Kent State, a bitter in-state rivalry, dormant for 16 years, was renewed.
I think if y'all didn't know what this game meant, y'all see it now. All right, y'all see it now.
The way the fans and the signs that you saw, we were like, whoa, like, this is serious.
Wide open at the goal line, walking in is Quadri Henderson. And it's a 2-touchdown lead for Pitt.
I don't think we knew what was going on, to be honest. It was everything happened really fast.
The ball out once again, and it's scooped up. Another Penn State turnover.
We were kind of at the beginning stages of our new offense. We didn't really know what we could really be as an offense at that time.
James Franklin made his mark as an offensive coordinator. And the offense that we saw for the first 2 years was just like nowhere.
Franklin's first 2 seasons were defined by an erratic and lackluster offense. 250 miles east of Happy Valley, Fordham head coach Joe Moorhead's offense had been tormenting FCS defenses.
Joe was a guy that I'd kind of identified. Statistically, I kind of followed him for the next couple of years. It was the National Football Foundation dinner in New York City, and we came back afterwards and started talking ball again.
We had the TV screen up and the computer attached to it. The next thing you know, you look up and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, I'm hiring you to be the head coach of the offense.
Speed! Oh, yeah!
Immediately from the start of it, he just had a ton of energy. He was getting very emotional about it just by the way he started talking. And I think that's something that we had kind of started to lose.
And when you go and you watch the film every day and you see these plays that we're about to put in, you see it, go for 80 yards and a touchdown.
Remember, we're not scheming to beat the defense. We're installing the system to make us better.
I remember when he came in, he was like, you're going to have 1,000. You're going to have 1,000.
I can understand the trepidations that it worked against Bucknell and Lehigh and Lafayette. How does it work against Ohio State and Michigan State? I didn't have the slightest moment's hesitation or doubt. To me, the only thing that changed was the logo on my coach's shirt. There was still a high expectation level among the fan base. The productivity and the product on the field was going to have to happen right away.
In that second half against Pitt, we showed how explosive that we could be and how many points we can put on the board.
Barkley is the target down the sideline. A little wheel route, and he is gone. He's looking for the end zone. Hauled in. What a catch by DeAndre Tompkins.
In a second half that served as a harbinger of things to come, Penn State sliced a 14-point lead to 42-39 and regained possession with less than 5 minutes remaining.
He wants the home run for Deshaun Hamilton.
Or just a routine catch that I made so many times in my career. It was a devastating moment. It was probably one of the harder moments of my career, really.
Despite Deshaun Hamilton's near miss, Penn State drove to the Pitt 31-yard line with less than 2 minutes remaining.
They're going for the end zone. It's a jump ball.
Going for it in that moment where we could have kicked the field goal, went to overtime, that's kind of the swagger and the confidence that Coach Moorhead brought here.
And your heart breaks for Trace McSorley to make that kind of a mistake.
Trace is a first-year starter and just told him, I know you want to make the big play, but you can't predetermine where you're going to go with the ball. And certainly he was, like all of us, crushed and hurt.
Deshaun, he's in tears on the sidelines. And he feels terrible for his teammates.
We realized we let the game just slip right then and there. He was just letting me know that he knows that he messed up too, but that's just how the game of football goes.
Keep your head up, Keep your heads up. Go win the battle back.
I remember after that game, texted him, and he responded to me and said, "No, we're going to be better, and we're going to win the Big Ten Championship, and I expect nothing less."
Throughout history, when someone's not supposed to make a play and they do, the people go crazy.
And Julius, the man doing the cover downfield. Oh, that's a kicker's dream right there.
And I was like, oh, Joey just made like a tackle. Then I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's an absolute animal.
Lewis gets, and it was the kicker who made the hit.
He hits the dude, and he almost doesn't realize what happened. And I went over to him like, Joe, calm down. You just killed the guy. Like, go take a seat. Even better than that is seeing teams actually have to plan their kickoff return to block the kicker. It's okay, you got to look out for that guy because he's going to knock you on your ass.
When Trace was 2 years old, for Christmas, we decided we were going to get him a football uniform. He just kept saying to all of us, I'm a football player. I'm a football player. And we were like, yeah, I know, buddy, you're a football player. By the time he was in middle school, it was apparent that he wasn't going to be the biggest kid in the crowd.
For Trace McSorley, his rise to Penn State's signal caller was anything but ordinary. At Briarwoods High School in the football-rich region of Northern Virginia, McSorley quarterbacked his team to state titles during his first 3 years and reached yet another title game as a senior.
We happened to keep winning and surprising some folks. Then the story kind of took a life of its own in terms of, well, does he lose? The state championship was played down at UVA. We're up 28-21 in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden the lights fell off. It was a tough situation for him to kind of swallow. People started chirping. Guys are now, hey, McSorley's not that good.
McSorley fielded several scholarship offers, but largely from schools who viewed him as a safety or athlete.
He's 6 foot tall, and that was a knock, and you're not going to get over that knock.
He was an all-state safety. We were kind of looking at him like, you know you're going to get to play if you're a safety. Quarterback, he could be 4 years not playing.
I did always want to prove people wrong that said, I couldn't play quarterback at this level. So that would always kind of be in the back of my mind pushing me.
One of the all-time winningest quarterbacks in the state of Virginia, Trace McSorley.
Coach Franklin said, I don't care what your rating is. To us, you're a 5-star. To us, you're who we want.
The gauntlet of conference play began in Ann Arbor, where the 2-1 Nittany Lions faced number 4 Michigan. Over the previous 10 seasons, Penn State sported an 0-9 ledger against top 5 teams, including a ghastly 22-point average margin of defeat.
We've been listening to it all week, all season about Michigan. Big bad Michigan, okay? Number 4 in the country will be, right?
McSorley's got to get out of there. It's not a safety, but it's not good for Penn State.
All the challenges that these guys had been through for 5 years, when something negative would happen, it was almost like, here we go again.
Good open field tackle. Penn State doesn't get close.
Our entire linebacker core was basically missing, which is, the heart of the defense.
He's got the big hole. Smith inside the 40, still going.
We were down to our 7th linebacker, 8th linebacker. I thought they might call me out of the broadcasting booth. It was got that bad.
Lots of time. End zone. Touchdown. They are a powerhouse in college football, and they have not played like it.
It was more of just like confused, what are we going to do now? How do we jump back from this?
Lowers the shoulder, touchdown, Michigan. Michigan leads 48-10.
We all kind of looked around and said, you know, hey, like this whole Big Ten championship thing is probably out the window by now.
You know, I fly back on that charter flight. I would have been, you know, trying to get to the emergency exit and jump out.
Right now, our issue is we're not playing as fast and aggressive as we're capable of playing.
I think the players really had an interest in the reaction toward their coach. They might have heard some things that Coach Franklin was in trouble.
I'm not saying the fans should dictate how coaches and players feel about their program, but I think you kind of need people believing that somehow this is headed the right way.
I was in Altona at a speaking engagement, and I, of course, was asked the question about getting blown out and about my comments. I said what was on my mind. He is our coach, and he's gonna be our coach in December. I don't know how much more definitive I can get about it, because that's what I felt.
If you count interim head coaches, I was the 5th head coach in 27 months. You know, and you're talking about a place that had the same coach in this position for 50 years.
By that time, it's kind of just like, okay, we've heard it all, you know, next guy. It's tough to really get everybody to buy in when the message every single year keeps changing.
Watch yourself.
There was a lot of trust issues, there was a lot of hurt feelings, and there was a lot of things those young guys had to overcome.
Coach Franklin and I at first definitely butt heads. There were some guys that were never 100% bought in. You know, they left the program still, you know, they were kind of halfway there. They didn't really want to deal with the coach's, you know, BS.
Coach doesn't make a particularly good call to you. You might be a half step slower.
I think that was our major issue. There was no buy-in from the guys we needed it from the most, the guys who made big plays. A lot of it was just, you know, we have an excuse why we didn't win this game, because of the sanctions.
After the Michigan game, the locker room was real, like, somber feeling. Everyone was all upset.
There's just a gut feeling that, you know, if we keep doing what we're doing, that nothing is going to change. We're just going to keep being what people think Penn State should be throughout the sanctions. On the bus trip to the airport, and I was like, you know, I'm going to start a group chat on the plane. What do you guys think will help? And guys are throwing ideas. I'm like, what if we just put an hour or two in extra on Monday?
The Monday film sessions that we had were very, very honest. Sometimes not hostile, but, you know, just calling people out where, you know, it's necessary.
Those guys that came before us won national championship years before us. So for us not to live up to what they lived up to is disrespectful to them.
We just started to believe in Coach Franklin and his staff. Although maybe some things that he says we don't agree with, just go along with it. And it just all started to work.
Defense, I thought it was awesome.
It's no different than a relationship you have, like with your wife or a real tight friend.
1, 2, 3.
This is what we're going to stand for. This is what we are.
When you look at everything that's going on at Penn State, this is a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is a game that they need to win.
I think this is perhaps James Franklin's most important game to date.
The ash and gray skies for Penn State's conference home opener against Minnesota mirrored the mood of the Nittany Lion fan base.
It was dead. You know, it didn't feel like we were playing in Beaver Stadium. There was no excitement. There was no juice.
Big call for James Franklin. Looks like he's going for 3.
And the boos are raining down.
The fans were just, they weren't very forgiving when Penn State made a mistake.
Minnesota owned the first half, leading 13-3 at the break. For the 3rd year in a row, Penn State teetered on the precipice of mediocrity.
For Penn State, they've got to be very disappointed.
Fans booing us, booing Coach Franklin, saying fire Coach Franklin. People were leaving. People were like saying, you suck on the side. I heard it.
It was kind of the same feeling that I had whenever I was a redshirt freshman. Our mantra was, hey, I'm playing for you, I'm playing for you, I'm playing for you.
30 minutes for your brother, everything you got. Everything you got. 30 minutes for the guy to the right and left of you.
Having yet to convert a third down on the day, Trace McSorley stared down the barrel of yet another 3rd and long.
They're just out of sorts right now. They're way out of rhythm with their offense. And now they're in a 3rd and long, and they have not converted all day.
I had my eyes downfield, and I saw Irv coming across in front of the safety.
I'm like, he's not looking. He's not looking at the ball. And then I think he hears the crowd, so he turns, and the ball just happened to fall right into his hands.
The ball kind of caught him as opposed to him catching the ball.
It literally sparked energy into our team and sparked energy in the whole stadium. It brought life back into Penn State.
They're going for the home run ball. Caught inside the 10 by Chris Godwin.
That was a real big sense of desperation, especially after what happened at Michigan.
Penn State still trailed by 3 with less than a minute left and faced the very real possibility of a 2-3 record and potentially even greater external pressures.
At the 45 by Chris Godwin.
There was incredible determination that we were going to win that football game.
Stepping up, he's got a lot of room to run. The hopes of Penn State rest on the right foot of Tyler Davis. And Davis got it.
After a Gopher field goal to start overtime, Saquon Barkley, who had rushed for -5 yards on 12 carries in the 4th quarter, would have a final chance for redemption.
They kept bringing the same blitz, and I called it out right before the snap.
This time it's Barkley.
And I just saw him make that one kid look stupid in open field.
Cutting inside. Barkley touchdown.
I can remember before I ever got to school, where there's nights I couldn't sleep. I would just imagine myself being in a Penn State uniform and being able to make plays that you will never forget about.
It's amazing what 7 days does for the emotion of a football program.
That locker room is lit. I'm talking about dancing, screaming.
I wish I could take you guys in this locker room right now, because it is awesome in there.
That's a great win when you're down, but particularly for our football team, with where we were and the tough losses we'd had and where our program was.
1, 2, 3,
Appreciate y'all being out here. We're gonna put on a show for y'all Saturday night. We gonna beat the Buckeyes.
The annual whiteout game offered a chance for revenge as number 2 Ohio State visited Happy Valley after embarrassing Penn State by 4 touchdowns the year before.
We're at the hotel, we can't even sleep. I was like, we can write history with this game. Like, you don't understand how, impactful this game could be.
Let them know from the start of this game to the end who Penn State is. Right. And then we are back, baby. Let's go.
We had Jason Kabinda and Brandon Bell back in the lineup.
They're quarterbacks too. So it's like you have 3 or 4 quarterbacks on the field that know what they're doing. So 4 Tom Brady's.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous right now. It's my first game back. I know my dog's gonna ride with me. Yes, sir. I'm sure of that. Opportunity is knocking. Opportunity is knocking right now.
But they were coming to our house. And I don't think there were anyone, not a single person on our team that came out with any doubts.
Barkley's got room. Saquon Barkley barreling out near midfield.
I think in the first half we had, over 200 yards, but it's the same thing. We really had a difficult time finding the end zone.
It's blocked. Ohio State blocks it.
Despite moving the ball on offense, Penn State found itself trailing 12-0 with just over a minute remaining before halftime.
We were kind of talking on the sideline, and with Coach Franklin said, let's take a shot, let's try to score.
McSorley runs for his life and loops it downfield. And the catch is made down near the 20-yard line.
We offensively don't talk about 50-50 balls. We call them 100-0 balls. When the ball's in the air, it's our ball, and we're going to go get it.
Jump ball, Godwin's got a touchdown.
We're winning this game. It sure be no damn moral victory, yo.
In the locker room, you can see people talking about, like, we can beat these guys.
They sitting in their locker room right now telling them that they got this game. Let it all out. They don't. Let it all out. They don't.
There's just a feeling that we were going to come out on top in this game.
Samuel running right, cuts it back. Curtis Samuel in the clear. The Buckeyes strike quickly early third quarter. Gillikin has it snapped way over his head. He falls on it. Prevent a touchdown, but it'll be a safety for Ohio State.
As a leader, you kind of want to remind everyone how much time you put into it.
And another special teams miscue tonight by the Lions.
Then you go out there and you mess up. You can't mess up. There's no messing up or you're not going to win.
Now we're down 21-7 and we can't get anything going again. And at that point, it's tough to still be optimistic.
Right before the start of the fourth quarter, the whole team kind of gathered up on the sidelines. We were saying we got 15 minutes left to make history.
And now Barkley with the burst. Barkley gets away. Rolling out, chased by Worley, and diving for the pylon. Touchdown. And Penn State still in it.
Leading 21-17, Ohio State's drive stalled deep in Penn State territory with under 5 minutes remaining in the game.
In the first half of the game, they did a field goal, and I missed it by like a hair.
It's a 41-yard attempt, far hash.
Sometimes you don't get second chances, but this one, I did.
I remember hitting my man, and just hearing the double thump.
It's blocked. Lions scoop it up.
It could not have been more of a perfect bounce. God was just like, put this ball in this man's hands.
Bailey of the 50, the 40.
All of a sudden, the fastest punter in the country is chasing one of our fastest guys on the team. Is he going to get caught, guys? Is he going to get caught?
Brad Haley will score! And Penn State, incredibly, has the lead.
The stadium was ridiculous, and it gave me chills because, I thought the stadium was going to, fall or something. The whole sideline was just hugging each other like we already won. But I was like, man, we got another drive.
Brandon had 18 tackles and Jason had 12 or 13, and we were hoping to get 25 to 30 snaps out of those guys.
Coach, you good? How's your breath? It's a whiteout Ohio State. You're not feeling anything but the game.
Barrett sacked. Jason Kabinda.
You watch them and you see the look in their eye, you just kind of know, hey, these guys are coming to win this game.
Barrett steps up, pressured again and dropped. And Penn State is going to get their signature win on a whiteout night in Happy Valley.
The eruption of the crowd at that point is something that I think I'll always hear in the back of my mind. I'll never forget that sound.
What a tremendous scene here at Penn State. This valley hasn't been this happy in a long time.
This one kid in particular, I swore in my head that I should have known who he was because he was so confident coming up to me like, come on, man, we did it. And I'm like, yeah.
This could be a game changer for this program and where they're trying to take this program.
So seniors have been through so much, and the people before us have been through so much. I was just so proud to be a part of that. I'm just thinking about where we were, and here we are now. I had tears in my eyes.
Coach Franklin, just seeing just the tears in his eyes. I mean, he's heard it all.
The former players, the lettermen, this town has been through a lot. Couldn't be prouder.
You were surrounded by Penn State. I mean, it wasn't just the team anymore. It was the kids you go to class with, the lettermen that come every weekend to watch you play. It was kind of a surreal moment.
It's not like we won, it's like every single person in the whole entire stadium on that field won.
That team grew up that night. It grew up with confidence. So when it clicks and they think that they can do it, it changes everything.
Back in the end zone, it's Blacknall. Touchdown.
The story of the year in college football is Penn State. They're going to go 10-2.
Another thing was, you can't believe our own hype. No one believed in us for the past 5 years. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
If you're a Penn State fan, you're cheering like crazy for this field goal to be good.
Sporting at 8-2 mark, the Nittany Lions harbored hopes of winning the Big Ten East Division. For that to happen, they would need Michigan to lose twice during the final month of the season.
Right through, and the Hawkeyes have stunned the Wolverines.
I looked at Deshaun, and I was like, did that really just happen? We could have shot to win a Big Ten championship. This is what I thought Penn State was, and now it is.
Don't let them take what we deserve. Don't let them come to our house and take what we've been working since last February for. It's our game.
Since being humbled by Michigan to start conference play, Penn State constructed a 7-game win streak entering the regular season finale. For the Nittany Lions, an Ohio State win over the Wolverines, coupled with a payback victory over Michigan State, would result in words few could imagine just 2 months earlier. Big Ten East champs.
I took it upon myself to tweet out "Go Buckeyes," which no Penn State fan has probably ever done in the entire history of the university.
It was just incredible. You didn't even know there was a game at Penn State. It was just like a big gathering of people at a viewing party for Ohio State, Michigan.
And as Tyler Durbin ties the game at Ohio State, James Franklin leads the Nittany Lions onto the field.
We would hear just the stadium start to erupt, and sometimes it'd be like when there was not even a play happening, so we're like, what is that?
In that moment, our offense wasn't doing anything. Our defense was giving up a few field goals, and, we had to wake up. They were, like, reviewing a sack on Trace, and our fans went nuts. I'm just like, all right, like, something's up.
Ohio State just got the job done. The Buckeyes have scored in overtime. And now James Franklin and the Nittany Lions know it.
Now I'm going up to Trace, Saquon, our guys, saying, guys, listen, like, if it's on right now, there's no other time.
It's 12-10 Michigan State at the break.
The 2-point deficit marked the 6th conference game in which the Nittany Lions entered the locker room either tied or trailing at the half.
Second half, y'all know what we do here. Don't let them get us out of our game, man. Play our game, do what we do, man. We got this, man. 2 points. We've been here.
Back goes McSorley. Sets, waits, delivers, wide open at the 5 is Godwin. He's got it. Touchdown. The Nittany Lions take the lead. We got to keep working, dog. We're not done.
Everybody back of their head, they know what happened last year.
Another deep ball. Out in front is Touchdown.
We would be getting ready for that week, and they would see the Michigan State offensive lineman. He would be on video of scoring, and then a few more slides would go, and then it would be a video of him scoring again.
He's looking deep again. Reaching up to make the catch is Juwan Johnson.
A few days before the game, I went up to Coach Moorhead. I was like, if we run up the score, you're going to give Brian the ball and see if he's going to score? He's like, no. He's like, we're just going to put up 60 points on him.
A flip pass over the middle, Andre Robinson. And into the end zone for another touchdown.
Nittany Lions win it by a score of 45-12, and they have won their way to Indianapolis.
You look around and out of nowhere, there's a podium on the field, and I had never seen that before because we'd never been in that position.
It gives me great pleasure to present to you the 2016 Big Ten East Division Championship Trophy.
And here you are, holding a trophy and thinking, man, this is pretty incredible how quickly this has happened.
Get your tickets, because we're going to Indianapolis. We are.
For the first time in the 6 years of the Big Ten championship game, Penn State would play for the title. Indianapolis was quite familiar to their opponent, Wisconsin, who was making its 4th appearance at Lucas Oil Stadium.
When you came to Penn State almost 3 years ago, where did winning a Big Ten title kind of stack up or rank in terms of importance of what you wanted to accomplish?
Pretty important.
We done came a long way. We ain't stopping here now. Let's go, man! Let's go, man!
So much on the line, partner. A Big Ten championship and a possible berth in the college football playoff.
Trace is not a big guy, but you make him feel every hit. And they made sure that he felt it.
I handed the ball off, and Watt just hit me square in my chest.
Robinson smashed as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Trace McSorley also decked.
It felt like one of those, like, hey, you know, we're here kind of things.
McSorley got tagged that time by T.J. Watt.
And I was like, all right, like, this is what it's going to be like. Let's play. Let's have fun.
Clement needs one block. Can he get it? Clement! Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Those first 20 minutes, we were just all looking at each other, not knowing what's going on.
Oh, a bad snap. McSorley hustling. Can he hold on? Loose. Picked up. Wisconsin. Conley. Touchdown, Badgers.
This is our first showing of the Big Ten Championship, and this is happening in the first half. We didn't want it to end this way.
Steps up. Strip. Loose. Wisconsin has it again.
I remember just asking him, I'm like, Trace, you good? You good? Like, you know, his eyes are big.
After a lackluster first half, Penn State found itself trailing 28-14 at halftime.
I'll never forget Naeem Norman White. He lifted up his head and he was crying.
We gotta go out there and have pride in the school and yourself. We don't give up 28 points. Hit him in the mouth. That's it.
He said, this isn't Penn State. Penn State is meant to be a Big Ten champion. We got to get everybody up.
We've been through so much adversity over the past 2 to 3 years that, you know, us going down in the first half really didn't faze us.
It's not rational to think that we're going to beat them in the second half, but it's almost like we needed to, or else everything we did this whole entire season meant nothing.
Oh, I'm walking up and down telling everybody, hey, guys, we're about to come back and it's be just like Pitt, but the thing is, we're going to finish this thing off.
Penn State left their locker room staring directly into a 2-touchdown hole. Familiar territory for the Nittany Lions, who had already overcome 3 double-digit second-half deficits this season.
I was standing between them, and they were talking about, you know, do we want to take this shot, or do we want to get a drive started going? Franklin looked at Coach Moorhead, and he said, it's your call. And Moorhead just kind of looked and said, well, I'm calling the shot. He was talking to the offensive line and said, this is a 70-yard touchdown. We went out on the field, and we're like, all right, this is going to be a touchdown.
Goes deep down the field. Caught! Touchdown, Nittany Lions! One play!
At that point, it just kind of took a turn.
We've got a ball game in naptime!
Trace, not only did he show up like, I'm here to stay, then he starts throwing the ball all over the place. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Fires up the sideline. Caught again. Hamilton.
This was as good a pass defense that Wisconsin's ever had, and Penn State offensively took them apart.
once we started rolling a little bit, I looked to Coach Spence, and I was like, dude, we're going to win the Big Ten Championship.
When the wheel route was called and you see that I might be one-on-one with an outside linebacker, if the ball comes to me, I got to make that play.
In the end zone! Touchdown! The Wizard! Trace McSorley with another touchdown pass. That one was a beauty.
Grew up, and this time in our mind, we're going to let it go of that.
The Nittany Lions led 38-31, but 5 minutes still remained in the shootout. The resilient Badgers marched 46 yards before facing a 4th and 1 at the Lions' 24 with 1:05 remaining.
They had been running that counter play all day with success.
First half, it was like a one-on-one with Grant, and I think Grant had a bad angle, and he was gone. If something's working, no one's going to ever stop doing it.
Take a deep breath. 4th down and 1 for Wisconsin.
It was the exact opposite. Grant and Marcus were where they were supposed to be and beat blocks.
He coming full speed. I'm feeling like a linebacker.
Did he get it? No!
I don't know why I just started running over to the other side of the field.
I should have meant to this, but I kind of met him on the field, and you're not really supposed to be on the field at that time, but I was just too excited.
And that's it! Penn State wins the Big Ten title! Welcome back to Camelot!
That had to be the most impressive comeback in Penn State football history, only because it meant a championship.
I just remember that really hitting me. Just a huge sense of pride and that something really, really, really positive was happening for Penn State.
I was actually able to look out and see my parents and make eye contact with them, and I kind of got real emotional at that point because that's when it hit me what we had just done.
He worked so hard, and so many people doubt him. It was just a moment to sort of enjoy and say, you did it, buddy.
We earned that! We earned that! And nobody give us that! We earned that!
Coach Franklin only allowed the seniors to be on the podium because those were the guys that helped keep this program alive.
That's my favorite picture I've ever taken in my life. We probably hugged for a good 2 minutes and just kind of talking about everything that we've been through.
Who would have thought we'd been here? But now that we're here, yeah, we should be here.
On the first Sunday in December, the Nittany Lions awaited the reveal of the college football playoff rankings. Penn State would finish 5th, 1 spot out of the playoff. Instead of reaching college football's Final Four, the Lions earned a coveted invitation to Pasadena and a date with number 9 USC in the Rose Bowl.
If you would ask me 5 years ago, are we Penn State going to be playing the Rose Bowl? I'm saying it's a stretch,
It's amazing to see how far this whole Penn State nation has come in the last 4 years. The journey that we've all taken together.
Last year, everyone was writing us off. Everyone's saying we were one of the worst offenses in the country and in the Big Ten. Now look where we're at.
USC had the same kind of momentum going into the postseason as Penn State did.
Receiver breaks it off, and an instant break for the Trojans.
Trace, I think, threw 2 interceptions in his first 5 attempts, and I sat him down on the bench, and I said, how's it going? He said, it's going well. I said, we're wearing blue today, right?
McSorley's early turnovers take the Trojans to a 13-0 lead. But as had been their custom, the Nittany Lions responded, sparked by the hands of Chris Godwin.
When you're playing in a game like that, you can kind of recognize where you're in the zone.
And that one somehow caught again.
I think after about my 3rd or 4th catch, I recognized that I was on.
Throws downfield for Godwin in the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Penn State.
It's hard for outsiders to understand the belief this team has that they can always continue to do this.
Following a second quarter that featured 5 combined touchdowns, Penn State entered the halftime locker room trailing 27-21.
We've seen this movie before. This is who we are. Second half team been that way all year long.
Trying to bounce it. Does escape. Saquon Barkley in the clear. Still got it. Saquon Barkley all the way to the end zone.
One of the most incredible parts of an incredible series of plays where they score touchdowns on 4 consecutive steps.
Takes a downfield shot for Godwin, who makes a catch and will scamper for a touchdown.
4 touchdown on 4 plays. I have never seen that in Pee-wee, middle school, high school, college.
Incredibly, Penn State scored on 4 straight offensive plays, part of 7 consecutive touchdown drives, and stormed to a 49-35 advantage late in the third quarter.
Let's just keep doing what we do. We go 2 to 3 plays and score. 2 to 3 plays and score.
Despite the 14-point edge, plenty of time remained for USC quarterback Sam Darnold to finish his masterpiece. Through 3 quarters, the freshman gunslinger had thrown for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
The thing that killed Penn State in that game, they couldn't rush the passer. They were raving about Sam Darnold. I was like, what are you raving about? He's got 37 seconds to throw the ball.
Darnold has a lot of time. Flies over the middle. Touchdown!
A frenetic fourth quarter comeback by the Trojans knotted the score at 49 with 1:20 remaining. A debate quickly arose on the Nittany Lions sideline.
Conversation was, do we run the ball and play for overtime, or do we, play to win it?
Is Franklin content to lull him to sleep, take a downfield shot?
It's easy after the fact to say, hey, we should have maybe just played for overtime, but that's not how we got there. We got there by being aggressive.
50 seconds left in regulation. 49-49.
Another downfield shot. Godwin. And it is intercepted. The Trojans can win it in regulation.
Trace learned from the Pitt game, and so he stayed away from it the whole time. And at the end of that USC game, he just went one more time.
It's good. USC wins it.
When you see all the hard work you put in and to come up so close, I was truly upset. Just the fact that we lost and the way that we lost.
The only memory I have from the Rose Bowl, there's 2 confetti shooters behind our bench, and theirs come shooting out, and ours doesn't come out.
I know there's raw emotion right now, and there should be. But what you guys have done this year for this program will go on so much longer than what just happened tonight. Because I know where we came from to get to today.
I think the legacy about the 2016 Penn State team is one of guys who stayed and really saved the program, and then the rebirth of Penn State.
The most important part of this was what we learned from them. They showed us what happens when you trust and when you love each other and when you stick together. This is the result.
The season had an impact that I can't even put into words. People have been talking about what Penn State was for as long as I can remember. It's an example to our fans and to this community that, hey, you can allow yourself to get excited about Penn State football again. It's okay. And for the first time in a number of years, people are talking about what Penn State is now.
This isn't even real life right now. How's the hat look?